Hey everybody, I'm Katallina, and today we're here to talk about episode 4 of Failure Frame. Before we go one step forward, of course we have to talk about the fact that there was yet another slimy scumbag who was planning some absolutely disgusting crap right away and get that right out in the open, because this show seems to really like setting up incredibly despicable situations that Touka then gets to come in and deal with, and I can understand the point in this given that Touka is a character who is focused on revenge, and therefore he needs things that are worse than what he's planning to do within our concept of morality for us to be able to buy into him. He needs things that will allow him to hypothetically save the cat and make it so that we can relate to him. So I get where they're coming from, but holy crap, dude. Every time we turn around, this man is saving somebody from something gross. And today we had some super duper slimeball who not only ended up confronting Seras, who is in disguise of course, and causing her trouble and being completely lewd and degenerate and nasty, but we also see that guy when she turns him down and when she denies who she is and everything, turn around and actually try and get people to kill her for him. And those people, of course, go to even more degenerate means, and it was just absolute squick. But, I mean, again, as I said, I can understand where it's coming from, I get how it's going, and for anyone concerned about visuals or anything, there wasn't anything that was actually shown that was incredibly questionable outside of during the confrontation in the town. There was a moment where the camera did linger on her chest, but I mean, hey, it's anime. That shit happens. So that's no big deal in my opinion. It's not like she was topless or anything weird like that. But that is what it is. So the great news about that, of course, is the fact that it does allow Touka to overhear the conversation and the plotted murder, and to do what Touka tends to do when he finds disgusting people and paralyze and poison and goodbye. Except it wasn't goodbye. It was something so much better. And I mean, they did this perfectly in my opinion. They didn't show what was going to happen, but they set it up and they carried through on the implication, and it was exquisite. And that is that the monsters that this guy was going to feed Seras to, Touka ended up feeding them to. These ass clowns got Ramsay Boltoned, if you've ever seen Game of Thrones. It was glorious. The next thing we need to talk about, of course, is the varying interactions that we actually got between Touka and Seras, who are both in disguise in this episode and who did not disclose who they were to each other. I thought it was very interesting seeing them work together, both in the town with her giving him guidance on making purchases and saving money in exchange for some coin, and then later on as his guard when he gave her the chalice when they were down inside of the tomb. I thought that was really cool. I really admire her determination to not just take things from him for free. I also think that it's really nice though that we get to see situations where he is actually trying to be genuinely nice, because he doesn't inherently seem like a bad person. He just seems like somebody who is absolutely sick of being stepped on, and I 100% cannot blame him. I do really think the interactions between the two were very interesting though. I especially find it intriguing and admire the fact that they were trying to not really push into each other's backgrounds and that they were treating each other with mutual respect in regard to this. Although of course we see by the end of the episode that when he casts sleep on her to help her because he's concerned about her health, which I mean, yes, he kinda did double cross her in a way because she didn't consent to it, but it was for her best interests. But it did of course lead to the fact that her disguise has fallen away, and he now knows that she was for certain the person that he saw and that he interacted with in a previous episode. So we'll have to see what the ramifications of that are going to be. I wonder just how she's going to take the fact that that happened and how they are going to deal with that going forward, because I'm very confident that Touka is not the kind of character who is going to be trying to cash in on some kind of bounty, especially not when these two characters seem like they actually have relatively decent rapport and they could probably work together very well. I hope that this situation will ultimately lead to them both being honest with each other and regaining equal footing so that they can work as a team, but I suppose only time will tell. I'm definitely intrigued. I do appreciate the fact that Seras explained to us the importance of gold-eyed monsters and the role that they are going to be playing in the story. Much to my delight, Piggymaru actually continued to play an interesting role in this story as well. We seem to be down in this catacomb or tomb or whatever the heck it is that we're down in because we're actually trying to get through it, and we're trying to find this section where there are these creatures that we want to kill in order to get something to help Piggymaru level up or get a new skill or evolve or however we want to put it. And I think that's super cool, although I am slightly nervous. I wonder what kind of ramifications this will have on Piggymaru going forward. Will it alter his personality? Will it make anything change? Because that would be an absolute shame because he's so adorable. I also want to point out the absolutely precious scene he has with Seras, where he actually is like kissing her hand like he's like Lumiere from Beauty and the Beast or something. I thought that was absolutely adorable. I mean, how cute can it get? I think he even blushed. The way that they animate him and the way that they use body reactions and body language for him, since he doesn't speak, is just absolutely wonderful, and I hope they continue to do that because he is just absolutely adorable and precious and must be protected at all costs, and I uber love him. Last up, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about the fact that it seems like we have some people who are looking for Seras and who are probably going to end up finding Seras and Touka in the process, and who potentially are going to have a very bad day. I don't want to be too presumptuous and automatically assume that that's going to be the case, but given what we've seen so far, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be having a good go of it, and if they start trying to cause trouble, there are going to be consequences. But I mean, these are supposedly very powerful people from what I could tell. Who knows whether they know something like the goddess knows and are able to block or prevent what Touka is capable of, or who knows whether Touka has leveled up enough that that wouldn't matter. We'll have to see which way this works. But we definitely do seem to have some kind of trouble on the horizon. Overall, I thought this was a pretty solid episode. I super enjoyed myself and I had a very good time watching it. But those are my thoughts, and I'd love to know what you guys thought, so drop a comment below and I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye!